Oh, baby. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Coach and Company and on the Stadium Network. My name is Peyton Lodge. Thanks for checking us out on Stadium or on our YouTube page. However, you were able to find us, you're here, and that's all that matters. Don't forget to catch Coach and Bro after the show today. We have a great show planned for today. So much going on in the world of sports with the NBA trade deadline being just hours away, 3 o'clock Eastern time. We got some front page news to talk about today. Once we're about halfway home, we're going to bring out some cross sport Super Bowl Sunday props, which are pretty fun. So we hope you stick around for that. So plenty to come this morning. Glad you're with us. Before I bring the guys in, though, let's take a quick look at how we did last night. Producer man, let's get that off the screen, please. Yeah, we need to have a little talk with these guys. We're gonna bring them in immediately. I'm not sure if my doorbell's working at my dorm room here. Oh, it is. They must have fixed it. I think maintenance finally came in overnight last night. All right, the boys are here. Let's go. It's time to beat the books. Let's get it. Oh yeah, here we go, baby. Get a load of these guys. What a morning we got. Let's go. DG, I'm gonna start with you. We had a little pre-production meeting a few minutes ago. You were to mention after we looked at the recap screen, you said, "That's why I'm here." And I did quote you here. So why are you here, sir?
Morning, Peyton. Morning, boys. Yeah, it's NBA trade deadline day. I'm coming with some hot picks. I know us guys. We're gonna sweep today. I have a good feeling about this.
Good. I got a good feeling about it too. It's a Thursday. It's beautiful and sunny out here in Fort Worth. Nothing better than this. Raphael, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Peyton. Good morning, crew. I have a great, almost like a hedge middle story. For NFL season starts, a guy puts $50K on the Seattle Seahawks to win the Super Bowl, wins $3 million. That happens. What's he do yesterday? He hedges. He bets, let me get this correct, $725,000 on a Patriots money line. No matter what the outcome is, he's walking away with $1.4 million.
Wow, straight cash money, DG. Well, oh my goodness. Would you actually? We'll get to that in a second. Mikey P. Good morning, sir. You got the Celtics hat on. I was actually just at the Celtics Mavs game on Tuesday night. Oh my goodness, the Mavericks are terrible. Celtics look pretty promising this year. How are you, sir?
I'm great. The shorthanded Celtics defeat the hell out of the Houston Rockets last night, and nothing better than being a Mavericks fan, right? They just traded Anthony Davis. I mean, I don't know how you clean up that mess. It's terrible.
It's definitely a cleanup aisle three scenario. It is brutal right now in Dallas, and he wasn't even at the game the other night. He knew he was on the move. Real quick, DG, would you be hedging that bet that Raphael had just mentioned, or would you ride with it? What are you doing?
I'm definitely hedging. If I can guarantee myself at least $1 million here at this point, like what are we doing? So yes, I'm definitely doing that.
Raph, you said you put down 50K?
50K at the beginning of the season, and the team that gave him the 725,000, he wanted more. That's all they would give him. So no matter what, he's walking away with $1.4 million.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. Mikey P, what would you do? You'd be hedging as well, right? Unless unless you took the Bears at the beginning of the year and they went to the
Yeah,
Super
I
Bowl.
mean, next year I'll actually be placing a $5 million bet on the Bears to win the Super Bowl during the preseason. So
Yeah, that's that. We all have 5 million to just throw on the Bears. That's why we're here, right? All right, all right. Let's get to the picks here, DJ. You can start. Go right ahead if you're the one who says, "Well, I'm here today, so let's fix the narrative." Go ahead.
Let's get this thing going. It is a Thursday. It's the trade deadline. So let's go to the association here at the NBA. We're going to go with a guy who's on a back-to-back, but De'Aaron Fox is hot right now. We're going to go over the 6.5 assists. It's at plus 130. The last 5 games, he's went over this line in every single game, averaging 8.4 assists. He's going to keep dishing today. Then let's go with the late game. This is Colin Gillespie. If you don't know who he plays for, it's the Phoenix Suns. Little white boy out here just hooping. We're going to go over 14.5 points at plus 105. This season, without Devin Booker, he's averaging 15.2 games. That includes a 2-point game where he sucked. So, yeah, we're going to go with over 14.5 points for Colin Gillespie.
Just had a big 30 ball the other night too, and Colin Gillespie, my third favorite little white boy in the league. I'm going to go Pritchard and TJ McConnell, I guess, in front of him. Peyton Pritchard had a ridiculous game the other night. Mikey P, he was owning Dallas. It was pretty incredible to watch. All right, Mikey P, I'm going to go slide over right next to you, sir. Where are you headed today?
I'm staying in the association as well because it is trade deadline day, which means we don't know who's playing for any team right now. And I'm looking at the Chicago Bulls, who do not have a single player. I promise you, Peyton, this is a real stat. They do not have a single player listed above 6'9" on their roster right now. Actually, as we were going live this morning, they traded Ayo Dosunmu to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I'm taking the Raptors minus 8.5 tonight. And in a game where we never know which of these stars are playing, the Lakers and Sixers tonight, I'm taking the Lakers at home, minus 4 or 3.5 here. I love the Lakers in this spot tonight.
Yeah, Lakers, one of the best clutch time teams in the league, probably the best. It's probably because of a guy named Luka Doncic. And again, I keep going back to this game I was at the other night, but I saw the Luka have a huge game, and that was actually Luka Garza for the Celtics the other night. It was Luka's house on Tuesday night. I'm up there, like, let's go, everybody. Luka is back, but I don't think Dallas fans are really having it. Raph, where are you headed today, sir?
But be careful with your guys' NBA plays because A, the limits are low, and B, there's going to be a lot of refunds go left and right when teams get shorthanded today. So be very careful betting the NBA. But my first play is college hoops. We're going to a Big Ten action. Ohio State, Maryland over 150.5. We're just failing the Terps defense. Their defense is awful. In conference play, they're giving up 81 points per game. Maryland's last 5 games, they're averaging 82 points a game. Do the math. Well, it does not equal up to 150.5. It's going over. And I'm not here tomorrow, boys. So I'm going to get the Super Bowl right now. Super Bowl Seahawks Pats. First quarter under 7.5. Why do you ask? Last year, Philly 40-22. 62 points scored in the game. 7 points were scored in the first quarter. The year after that, KC beats the 49ers 25-22. That's 47 points. 0 points were scored in the first quarter in that game. I think it hits 3 straight. I think it's going to be a dull game in the first quarter. Give me the under 7.5 first quarter in the Super Bowl.
Wow, the under. That wouldn't be very fun. That'd be a lot more commercial than scoring, which which isn't, I guess, the most exciting thing. Maybe for my mom. My mom likes the whole commercial aspect. All right, thanks, Raph. I'm going to move on to my picks today, and I am going to be a little risky with the NBA picks today. We're going to go with the Pistons minus 14.5. They're the best team in the NBA right now. At least they look like it, besides the Thunder and the Spurs. In the Eastern Conference, they are absolutely dominant, and they're facing the worst team in the NBA, arguably right now, the Washington Wizards, although they are the hottest commodity, which we'll get to later. However, the Pistons are going to dominate this game. I don't think the Wizards can keep up with them offensively. Pistons play way too fast. Wizards have a lot of athletes, but I don't think they can keep up the scoring with Detroit. Also, I'm going to go with the Rockets to cover the 3.5 tonight as well. Houston really trying to bounce back. KD specifically trying to bounce back. Had just 15 points the other night, 4 for 11 from the floor. Can you shoot the ball, please? I mean, oh my goodness, Kevin Durant, let's put the ball up in the basket, please. So I think they blow out the Hornets tonight. We're going to get to this, a little foreshadowing action in our NBA showcase. The Hornets have won 7 games in a row. I think that streak ends tonight. So those are my 2 plays. I'm going to go with the Pistons to cover as well as the Houston Rockets to cover. All right, we got some time here to talk about, I guess, our headline of the morning. Ton of NBA news, but I think one that kind of struck me last night, or I think it was maybe yesterday morning on Twitter, was that LeBron could end up potentially going back to Cleveland. Now, DG, it just seems like he has his life made right now in LA. He's got his kids going here and there, although everyone seems like the kids are kind of starting to head out to college now. You got Bryce at Arizona, Bronny's in the NBA. So the whole family's in LA, but I'm sure he's got some houses in Cleveland. So your thoughts on LeBron going back to Cleveland next year?
Can LeBron just go away? Like, that's what I'm hoping for. Like, I think one of the worst things that has happened to the NBA, it's not the first 8 to 10 years of LeBron, it's the years after with Rich Paul and Clutch. And at this point, we're talking about him going back to Cleveland. dude, just ride off to the sunset. Go have an acting career. Maybe be an agent. Maybe do this whole agency with your buddy, your best friend. And so at that point, I don't like anything that has to do with LeBron and him going back to Cleveland. It honestly just irks me. Like, dude, it's not always about you. Go to sleep. Go away.
Maybe he does what Kobe did after his couple years and he starts going to the movie industry or something, right? That'd be pretty fun. But yeah, nice to mention a little Rich Paul action. Vice president, of course, of Clutch Sports, LeBron, president. Mikey P, I'm going to go over to you. Cleveland, LeBron, next year. Could it happen?
DG, bah humbug to you, sir. I mean, what are we talking about here? Let's let LeBron go home. Do you guys know that if he does go home, he would actually be playing with a young man who was at the Boys and Girls Club when he announced his decision? Donovan Mitchell. I mean, what a full circle moment that would be. And if we're talking about career killers, shout out Gunther in the WWE, LeBron could really withhold a championship from James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. Let's get him back in Cleveland for one more year.
I mean, that's a good point. James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron could be fun. You got shooters surrounded by them. You never know. Raphael, LeBron to Cleveland next year. What do you think?
If he goes to Cleveland, that means there'll be two James in Cleveland because his son will be with him because his son doesn't have a contract next year with LA. He would be gone as well. There's no way he goes back to Cleveland. James Harden and LeBron in the same team. Ugh, give me a break.
I guess this is question 1A, a little sub bullet point under this. DG, is there any possibility that he doesn't play next year?
Yes, there's a big possibility. Like, dude's already crying on the sideline when he's going back to Cleveland. I think that at this point, LeBron has been a decent player. The only thing he's going to do further is hurt his legacy. And that's not to say that, hey, his legacy would fall down that far. But I still think that we're used to seeing LeBron just take over games. He's not doing that anymore. He can do that, but it's very few and far between. But my honest opinion, I think LeBron is done this year, but it just shocks me that we haven't had the whole grandiose, like just a going away farewell tour, because that's what LeBron does, is he makes everything about him at this point. It shocks me that they haven't announced it just yet, but maybe he comes back. I don't see it at all, though.
It's a good point. If he was heading out, there would probably be a little bit bigger of a deal, probably more powder thrown before the game, maybe more chalk in the air, a little more. Mikey P, do you think there's a possibility LeBron won't come back next year?
All right, DG, I didn't agree with you the first time. I actually agree with you this time because it feels like the Aaron Rodgers journey, right? We don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming back. He's talking about how sore he is and how things don't really work the way they used to, but he's not coming out and saying, yeah, this was it for me. And I think this is the same thing happening with LeBron. He's talking about he wants to be home for Christmas. He wants to be with his kids. Everything hurts. Just say this is your last year and have your final hoorah, or you're just going to leave.
I agree. And Raph, I'll go to you real quick.
I mean, Jordan didn't announce that he was leaving. He just left. Granted, he went to the Wizards. Maybe LeBron goes to the Wizards and plays with AD, but I just think this will be his last year. He's not going to make a big fuckus. He's just going to say, hey, you know what? I'm not coming back. I'm done. And then do his other things. I think he does more of the movie thing like Kobe does.
But when has he ever done that, though? Come on, Raph. We know he makes this about himself. He's going to announce
it. He
it.
does, but I don't think this time he does. When he's done, he's done. He's just going to say, you know, Mikey P's correct. He's going to do the Aaron Rodgers thing. So I think he's not going to do a big farewell thing.
He's got the chosen one tattooed on his back. Oh my, are you kidding me? DG, what does this mean for Bronny, by the way? If this was a little mini farewell tour that we weren't aware about, what does that mean for Bronny? He's probably not coming back.
He'll be on the G League team for somebody. It ain't going to be an NBA level team. He's not that type of a player.
No, definitely not. All right, guys, we need a bounce back day, and I feel like we're going to get that big winning day that we need here. A couple nice picks here. I'm feeling a nice winning day. All right, we're just getting started here. Did you guys know what Mr. Beast did? YouTuber, legend. What in the world happened to the Zags last night, by the way, on the hardwood? And Anthony Davis, man, we feel bad for that guy. Does Chris Paul play another NBA game? We just talked about LeBron. What about CP3? Just getting started on Coaching Company. Stick around.
Washington Wizards.
Wait for it. Here it comes. Bam. Right there. Clothesline by Jackson Hayes. What a takeout. I mean, that a penalty in the NHL, I guess, is what I'm gonna go with here, DG.
It has to be some kind of penalty, right? But I'm curious, like, has he given a reason for this? And I know he's had off the court issues in the past, right? We don't want to go down that lane. Let's stay away from that. For just this, I don't know why there was a reason. Was he trying to protect somebody? Like, what is happening here? Because who takes out a mascot, in all honesty? Like, who does that?
It's just the extra going out of his way to crouch down and looks
Right.
like it's so on purpose. Mikey P, he gets suspended 1 game for this. Is that enough?
I mean, yeah, it's enough, but Jackson Hayes, I mean, let's see these two square up. Do you guys know who the best mascot bully was in the NBA? Robin Lopez, but he was so fun about it. He interacted with every single mascot. Jackson Hayes is just trying to get some type of attention, and he'll be exactly where he's been all season for the Lakers, on the bench.
Yeah, only attention he's gotten is catching lobs from Bronny, I guess, but sometimes Luca. Raph, what do you think about this?
I have inside information on this as well because he had an incident in New Orleans with a king cake baby mascot. So he has a track record. Maybe that's why he got the 1 game suspension.
Hold on. Can I not
Yeah.
completely derail this? But Raphael, you are in the dirty down there in New Orleans. I've been to a game there in New Orleans with the King Baby. That has to be the absolute most scariest and worst mascot of all time.
I couldn't agree more. I feel bad they're at the games.
Wow, Jackson Hayes, just an absolute mascot maniac. Seems like he's got a thing for I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's into. If you're into that kind of thing, cool. But yeah, weirdest in-game entertainment, I guess, though. The other night, the Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks, weird in-game entertainment, just all over the board. Really interesting. I was actually a little frightened at some points. All right, just getting started here. Stick around. We'll be right back on Stadium. All right, time for a little front page news. We're going to bring the guys back in and get things going because we have a ton of things to talk about, especially not around just the NBA, but around all of sports. But we're going to start with this. This came out yesterday on Twitter that the world's most followed YouTuber, Mr. Beast, hinted at spending $100 million, DG, on Eastern Carolina's football program to try and help them win a national championship. It doesn't matter who they bring in, but would it ever feel right that Eastern Carolina was to make it to the national championship?
Well, Indiana was just there, but they did it the right way. And I hate that I feel like I'm the old man yelling at clouds today. But like, God, I hate this. I hate this with college, just football in general, college sports. Like, why do we have all of this influx of money just trying to buy championships? Like, do it the right way. I know that's so far gone, but I hate this. I don't know a lot about Mr. Beast. I don't follow him that closely, but I know he has lots of money and he could probably do this.
Yeah, I'm with you, DG. Listen, college sports are on a downfall right now. It doesn't matter where you're looking at, football, basketball. Mr. Beast, if you want to put that $100 million to good use, look at Coaching Company right here. Like, get behind the brand right here. I can take Eastern Carolina to the national championship in college football video games. No one truly cares. You're not going to change the landscape of college football by putting in all this money for players who are only going to be there for a year. No, this is ridiculous.
I blame the media. We've heard Texas Tech do it. We heard Cuban do it with Indiana. It's just a trend. He's just doing what the trend is. It's awful. There's no way this is going to happen. He could do $200 million. East Carolina's still not going to win a national championship, but it's just a trend that's going right now.
For those of you watching that don't know him, you're probably wondering why he chose Eastern Carolina, but he's from Greensville, and he actually just partnered with Eastern Carolina a few years ago doing some sort of content creator training program there. So that's why he chose ECU. But wow, $100 million of a donation to ECU potentially. I don't know if you guys watch him at all, but that would be ridiculous. 84 million Instagram followers. It's pretty good. It's pretty good following right there. All right, next topic. I wanted to bring this one up in front page news because I don't think a lot of people stayed up late enough to know about this one, but some history was made last night in Portland, and it was the Portland Pilots. They pulled off 87-80 win against number 6 ranked Gonzaga, the Pilots' first ever win against a top 10 opponent. I don't think this is a great look for a number 6 ranked Gonzaga team. DG?
I look at the Portland side of it, and this is a home game against a nationally ranked team. That has to be awesome. Like going to a smaller school, it is still Division One, but it's not the big names. But it is the big WCC conference, right? No, it's not. But this is a bad look on Gonzaga's part. Like they can't be losing these type of games, and I don't think that they're going to be a threat there for the national championship this season.
Yeah, both Gonzaga and Michigan State go down yesterday in college basketball. But here's the best part of this entire story for Portland, Peyton, is their coach had to run scout team last week because they had so many players sick on the roster, and he tore his Achilles. So not only does he tear his Achilles, but he gets back out onto the sidelines, coaches his team to an upset. It's the best story of college basketball right now. Who's going to enter the transfer portal, though? That's what I want to know.
See, this is one of my favorite conferences to watch, and Gonzaga always does this. Last year, they lost to San Francisco before all this, so they always have a hiccup game in conference play. People always think it's against the Gales of St. Mary's, but they always lose to St. Mary's in conference tournament play. So this loss does not mean that much. And don't forget, Michigan State lost yesterday, and BYU lost yesterday, so it wasn't just Gonzaga who had a bad day.
And AJ had a huge night for BYU last night, and they still lost. The head coach that Mikey P was talking about, Shante Legans, got hurt while playing on the scout team on offense to prepare for this game. He had the ball, and he just popped his Achilles on offense playing against a 2-3 zone that they were going over. So he was out there on the sideline coaching with a knee caddy. It can't get any better than that. So congrats to the Portland Pilots, a big-time win, and coach putting his life on the line for that one, of course. All right, next topic. Anthony Davis just dealt to the Wizards in a deal that includes about 8 different guys. Not this season because both Davis and Trae Young might not even lace up this year, but next year, does the Wizards team do anything in the East, DG?
The East is so weak. I love this for the Wizards. They're actually finally going for it. You have Alex Sarr there, who is a perennial top 5 pick, just draft after draft. Like he is playing up to his name at this point. But now you're adding in honestly a pick and roll threat with AD and Trae Young. Trae Young can dice his way through the lane to be able to get some nice assists, a little dump offs to AD, or step out and knock them down. There's so much that they can do now with this lineup if they have these two. The problem is, can they stay healthy? Can AD stay healthy? I think if they can figure things out and keep him healthy enough, this team is going to be a top 6 team in the East next season.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I'm going to look at it from both sides. For the Dallas Mavericks, everyone's probably sitting here going, what are they doing? They just traded Luka for this guy. Well, you're cleaning up Nico Harrison's mess at this point. You got gifted the number 1 pick. You brought in Cooper Flagg. So you shed all your salary and you go, we have to eat this, and we're going to rebuild around Cooper Flagg. Good on the Mavericks, but really great on the Washington Wizards. You bought low on Trae Young. You bought low on Anthony Davis. We don't know how long they're going to play together, but if they do play together, basketball is on the up and coming for the Washington Wizards, and I like this move for them.
There's a reason why they bought low, because these guys suck. Anthony Davis is not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's not going to be healthy for half this one. Yes, a younger AD. Yes, a younger Trae Young. This would be a great move. But no, they're not getting any younger. I hate this move for Washington. This is why the Wizards are the Wizards.
And Anthony Davis and Trae Young pick and roll could be pretty fun. Who knows?
If they're on the court the same time, they're not going to be on the court the same time.
You never know. Maybe they're motivated to actually be able to shoot on this team and do whatever they want. I know Trae Young kind of was getting a little old with Atlanta, especially when Jalen Johnson started becoming an all-star his first this year. So he didn't really think he had the freedom to shoot anymore. But with all that young talent around them, Trey Johnson's really good for the Wizards right now. Alex Sarr.
Give me Utah over. Utah done really well in this trade. I like the big court that they have coming into. I like the Utah Jazz, what they've done so far, not the Wizards.
Utah looks good too, but maybe this Wizards team could be this year's Charlotte Hornets. You never know. All right, next topic. Chris Paul. This is a fun one that maybe we all might agree on. He gets traded to the Raptors, but he won't report to Toronto. Instead, he might even get traded again before the deadline today. But my question is, do we ever see Chris Paul play another NBA game, DG?
I think we do. And honestly, Chris Paul was playing well enough to honestly be a piece to a championship level team, but he has to be coming off the bench. He has to be the sixth to seventh man. And honestly, he needs to be playing like 15 minutes a game max. I think a team that would target him is really buy low. You can honestly stay in LA at this point, and will be the Lakers because they need a backup to Luka, especially crunch time. Dish it off to somebody who can play with these younger players. And so I think he ends up staying in LA and going to the Lakers.
How much do the Clippers hate Chris Paul? They bench him, they send him home, and then they send him to another country. I mean, this is the thing I have a problem with in the NBA. There are certain veteran players who have played and been at a high level for a very long time. The other one that comes to mind is a Carmelo Anthony. These guys play at a high level, and at the back end of their career, they're just traded all over the place. So I'm with DG. I would like to see Toronto waive Chris Paul and then have him sign with the Lakers just to give a little more locker room presence and veteran presence to a team that needs it.
I agree. The Lakers would be a perfect spot for him. But if you're going to buy low on him, take him to the Wizards. Let's send him to the Wizards. They're buying it low. Take him to Washington. That'd be a great fit with Trae Young and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, take him to Washington. Why not? Why not? Ralph, you know what? When you mentioned the Jazz as an honorable mention here for how great and aggressive they've been, I'm going to add that topic real quick to front page news. So they go out and get Jaren Jackson Jr., right? And Keontae George has been fantastic this year. DG, how aggressive are the Jazz being, I guess, not for this year, but for next season? Because right now they're a little too far from the play-in, although plenty of games left, but a little too far from the play-in to be having any crazy hopes this year. But they got a good young core. What could they be doing next year?
Yeah, so I want to target this first and talk about the human of Jaren Jackson Jr. Phenomenal guy. He was in the community of Memphis and doing all the things, saying the right things, and he was honestly a pillar in this community just in general. But as the basketball player, he has everything, all the tools, but the motor isn't there. And the problem that I see now going to Utah is you're about to pay, and talking about next year, Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. combined for $95 million, and it only goes up from there every single year. And so because of that, how do they put a team around him? Well, you got to talk about a guy in Ace Bailey. He better figure out how to walk on water if he's going to be that good to put them over the hump. But they're in the loaded West. I don't see there's any chance with the way their payroll is constructed that they're any good for the years to come.
I think they can actually get in as a play-in team next year, but they really got to figure out the depth behind these guys. Walker Kessler will be back in that lineup next year. So that's a loaded front court with Jackson, Lauri, and Kessler. And then you have Keontae George and Ace Bailey. The talent is there. I don't know that the structure is, but Utah will be a fun team to watch if they're not successful.
Yeah, and it's a deep draft, so they'll probably draft well and get some youth on it to help maybe their bench. Because I think that's what's going to be lacking next year is their bench play. But I just like what the state of Utah is doing. The Mammoth are making some moves. They're playing some good hockey. Now Utah, the Jazz, making some moves, playing some good basketball in the future. It's going to be real fun to watch the Mammoth and Jazz play in the next couple of years.
I think I'm going to move to Utah. It's just been great. Everything's been great there right now. Go Mammoth. Go Jazz. Everything's been fun. Keontae George, I think, has been my favorite player this year. He's just been incredible. DG, you're talking a little bit about Jaren Jackson. Any last words or farewell words? Because we know he's watching right now. To Jaren, of course, for not wearing the Grizzly jersey for no longer.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are upset. I kind of figured that was coming because Jaws, I guess his trade value is so low. They were having to get somebody of value and start the rebuild. But Jaren's a good person. He has two really good parents. But the biggest thing about his NBA career is it's always lacking rebounding. And hopefully one day he figures out, if I turn this motor on, get it into maybe third gear, I can actually be a really good player, be an all-star for years to come. But we'll see. But Jaren overall, as a human, he's a phenomenal guy.
He's a huge guy, too. You'd think he'd be boxing out and pushing guys in the paint, but we'll see if he comes to that. Because he's going to have to. Lauri Markkanen, not exactly a huge rebounder in himself. We got plenty more coming up, including cross-sport Super Bowl odds. Still got to get to the NBA showcase towards the end of the show. So there's plenty left here on Stadium. We're about halfway home. All right, guys, welcome back on our YouTube page here. We continue on. The NCAA denies the eligibility for appeal for Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss. Now, that's kind of sad news to me. I was a huge Trinidad fan this year, but for him to come back and play after another season of college football, that would be really nice. But does Trinidad? I guess my question for DG right now: does Trinidad's team kind of figure this whole thing out and get him back on the field for another season? Because right now it seems like in the world of sports, shout out what they got going on Alabama right now on the hardwood. Seems like everybody's able to make something happen to keep playing.
Yeah, I don't think we've heard the last of Trinidad Chambliss at this point. Like, we're going to have a lawsuit. Like, something's going to come out from this. I think if we end up moving on from Trinidad here for Ole Miss, like, that's going to be a struggle because I would assume they were expecting him to get that waiver. And so I don't know what they're going to do and pivot last hour at this point. And so they would be definitely a big struggle for them.
Yeah, what would it mean struggling wise, I guess, for Ole Miss football if he doesn't come back, Mikey P? What do they have after that? You know, you had Simmons this year, but I didn't think he was very great. When Trinidad came in, I thought he was awesome. So it would be kind of nice to see Trinidad continue in college football and see his mom on screen more.
I'm going to go opposite of both of you guys. I want to see Trinidad. His career is not over. His journey is not over. He's looking at an opportunity to go into the draft where there's not a lot of quarterbacks we're talking about. So I think Trinidad should just let the NCAA have their piece, and then he should go to the NFL. And I think he could surprise some teams in the NFL.
I agree with Mikey P. Raph, what about you?
Trinidad, CFL is on line 1. Maybe you can go to the CFL because the Eskimos probably need a quarterback and the Calgary Stampeders need a quarterback, but I don't think he's NFL ready.
Wow, not NFL ready, DG? Really? Mendoza, though, is really NFL ready, Raph, or not really? What's your take on Mendoza real quick? I don't remember it.
Well, Coach ain't here. He's going to the Raiders, a number 1 pick. He's going to be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want about Mendoza right now. Coach isn't here. Coach isn't here. All right, guys. Well, we got cross-sport Super Bowl props coming up. Really excited about them. Cross-sport does mean 2 sports. Yes, basketball, football. We'll be right back. All right, fun cross-sport Super Bowl props here on Coach and Company on Stadium. Welcome back in. My name is Peyton Lodge, filling in for the coach today. We got a little Clippers Timberwolves points action, I guess, is our first prop here. So, all right, so let's see how I can explain these. So Clippers Timberwolves points minus 4.5. So who has more? Drake May total passing yards or the total points in the Clippers and Wolves game? And the Clippers-Wolves game is favored by 4.5. Did I get that right, Raph?
That is correct.
All right, DG, your take on that, then.
I don't love Drake May passing yards in this game. And so if we're going to stay under or around 200, I would assume that the Clippers and the T-Wolves can figure out a way to get to like 220, 225. And so I like them to actually win this bet.
Maybe Darius Garland plays. That'd be kind of nice. Mikey P?
I'm all over Drake May in this one. I'm going to go and say minimum Drake May 275 passing yards in this one. So, yeah, give me Drake May here.
If you watch the show all week, you could tell Mikey likes New England on everything he's talking about in his prop bets. You can lean towards that. But I like the Clippers-Wolves points because the Clippers defense has not been good as of late. And like DG said, I can see maybe 230 in that Clippers-Wolves game. So I'm going to take that minus 4.5.
Wow, 230 Clippers. Well, I guess no one plays defense anymore, and especially the Clippers. But Mikey P's sounding like he's got a little hedge action on the Patriots himself. Oh, my goodness, over there. 270 for Drake May? That'd be pretty crazy. Do you think they're going to be down throwing it, or do you think he's going to have 270 and have a clean game and the Patriots win?
If Sam Darnold can throw for 330 in the NFC Championship game, Drake May can throw for 270 in the Super Bowl.
That's a good point. Good point. Shout out Rams defense. Yikes. Who will have more? Next one here. Jalen Brunson points. It's only favored by 0.5. Jalen Brunson points or AJ Barner receiving yards on Sunday. DG, I'll start with you.
I really do like the Patriots against the tight end, so I'm going to go with Jalen Brunson here. And I know it's a Sunday matinee. Let's get this thing turned up for New York.
Mikey P?
Yeah, you see who I'm wearing, right? The Knicks are playing the Celtics on Sunday, so there's no way that Jalen Brunson is going to have more points than AJ Barner has yards. I'm going to say AJ Barner 34 yards and Jalen Brunson 26 points.
There's just no way because he has a Celtics hat on, right, Raph? What about you?
Yeah, but I kind of agree with him on this one because normally when the Knicks are playing on Super Bowl Sunday, the Knicks don't play well and the offense is MIA. So I'm going to take AJ Barner since I have that inside info. Doing research, I'll get the +0.5 -110.
All kinds of inside info foreshadowing the end of the show, Raph's inside info. All right, which will be higher? Jackson Smith and Jigba receptions in the Super Bowl at +300 or USA number of gold medals in the Winter Olympics -500. Crazy juicy, DG. What are you doing?
Oh, it's crazy juicy, but USA. Yeah, I'm going to go with the USA here. They got to have at least 10 or more gold medals, right? I think we got that.
Mikey P?
Yeah, Peyton, I told you pre-show what I'm doing. I've got it right above me right now. Italy and France women's hockey in the preliminary rounds of the Olympics. I'm all over the Olympics, so I'm all over Team USA. Sometimes the juice is worth the gold, Team USA for me.
Raph?
I'm not anti-America, but give me the plus money. Give me JSN because you know the men's curling team is 150-1 to win the gold. Now that they're down skiing, some of the U.S. people are injured. We don't know what they're doing, especially Vaughn. I'm going to take JSN because they're going to have a big game on Super Bowl Sunday.
Wow, all I learned about that is the curling team needs to get it going a little bit. Let's start curling a little bit here, boys. Come on, now what are we doing? All right, which will be higher here on the next one? Cooper Kupp targets in Super Bowl, not catches, targets, or USA number of games played in the World Cup.
I think we're going to go with Cooper Kupp today at +150. I think we see maybe 4 or 5 at this point, his targets. And so I do like Cooper Kupp with plus money here.
4, 5, 6, or 7, Mikey P. No. Okay.
You stole it from me, Peyton. I was going to say, when you need Cooper Kupp the most, I think we will see about 6 or 7 targets for him in this one. And listen, I don't want to be anti-American, but Team USA in the World Cup, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I'm tired of USA soccer saying this is our year. This is when we're going to make some magic in World Cup soccer. And it fails every time. Give me Cooper Kupp. I think Cooper Kupp has a big game. Someone has a 100-1 ticket on the MVP for Cooper Kupp.
Wow, that'd be fun. If it was possible for the Seahawks to play the Rams in the Super Bowl, I'd be taking Cooper Kupp probably MVP just for a little revenge tour, you know. All right, next one. Who will have more Anthony Edwards rebounds or total touchdown scored in Super Bowl 60? DG.
See, this was the toughest one for me because, like, I don't know which direction to go. I would see there's maybe 4 or 5 again. We're looking at touchdowns and then 4 or 5 for Anthony Edwards. Let's go with touchdowns. And I know that's probably against what I'm feeling, but I just could see Anthony Edwards just selling. And so maybe we only need 3 at this point. So I like the total touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm all over the touchdowns here as well. Anthony Edwards, as great as he is, as much as I love him on the court, he's a guy who's going to get 38 points and 2 rebounds and maybe 5 assists. So I think we're going to see plenty of points and touchdowns scored in the Super Bowl. So I'm taking the touchdowns here.
I love this prop because people will bet this thinking it says Anthony Edwards points and not rebounds. And then they're complaining after the end of the game because I thought it was points. But yes, it's total touchdowns at Super Bowl -120.
Yeah, a lot of people will be looking at that thing like, oh, what a steal. Points? Are you kidding me? Easy. No, that's not the case, guys. Please read your tickets. It's Anthony Edwards rebounds there. All right. Awesome cross-sport props there. Those are kind of fun, but we're going to move on to the much more important thing. I know we have the Super Bowl on Sunday, but we have the Puppy Bowl to deal with. And that's, we're all big on that. Raphael, I know, is huge. We'll get to him in just a moment. DG, I'm going to start with you. The winner of the Puppy Bowl, is it Team Fluff or Team Rough?
All right. I've seen it a few times, and it's actually somewhat enjoyable. But, like, I don't know the madness that's happening. And so I'm hoping one day somebody can fully explain what is happening with going on with the Puppy Bowl. But the kids love it. Why not? Let's get it going.
No, absolutely not. I don't even want to make a pick because I have a puppy, and if you put the Puppy Bowl on, he's not going to shut up. The dude already has too much energy. No Puppy Bowl in this household. He can sit there and watch the Bad Bunny halftime show and all the pregame festivities with his father like a good football fan.
Your puppy would probably get mad at you for not putting him in the puppy bowl if he's watching other puppies on TV. Oh, he's gonna freak out. Raph, you're team fluff or team rough?
Here we go, guys. Here's some knowledge. Team Fluff, 4 out of 5 winners in the last 5 years, including an overtime win 2 years ago, 87-83. I like the over in this game at 150, I think 3.5. Team Fluff. I may even parlay. I'm going to do a parlay. Yes, I said a parlay. Team Fluff and the over.
Wow, team fluff. Well, of course, this all, and it's basically a pick 'em here, right? It's minus 120 each way, fluff, rough. Really depends on, you say 4 out of 5 for team fluff, but what did team rough do in the offseason to really get this thing going? So I think that's the kicker. We don't know what kind of offseason transactions they've been making. So I think that's kind of under wraps. Raph, do you know any offseason transactions or no?
No, I'm just hoping. I think it was 9 years ago, 93 points were scored by one team in a Puppy Bowl. That was a fantastic game. And that game stayed under because the other team only scored 38. So, bad beat.
Oh, yeah, bad beat. Speaking of total scores, though, the total score of the Puppy Bowl number is at 144.5. The over, a little bit juiced to minus 135. Raph loves the over. DG, with Raphael's knowledge, where are you going?
I think what I would do, that minus 135 scares me. I'm going to look for an alternate line. Let's go over 149.5 at like plus 150, and let's go ahead this thing all the way up.
Over? I mean, I guess I'm on the over here. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I have zero idea what's going on in the Puppy Bowl. I want nothing to do with the Puppy Bowl. I'm going to go over, though, because we hate unders here at the brand.
I agree. We hate unders, even though back-to-back Puppy Bowls have stayed under and 6 out of the last 8 have stayed under. But I think we're going to see a lot of points scored with Team Fluff winning.
Maybe they've had some new defensive coordinators they brought in. If they went under the past 2 games or 2 years, pretty big emphasis on defense, especially. Do they tackle much or no? That doesn't.
There is some tackling. Yeah, there's a lot of bad blood in this game.
Do we know the lineups yet of these dogs? Have they released that information?
No, they do lineups when it starts on TV. They'll release the lineups.
Well, I think this is the biggest question, possibly of the week, possibly of the show. Well, without question, the show. The Puppy Bowl MVP gender, guys. Is it going to be a male or a female? DG.
All right, I only have females in my house. So let's go ahead and represent the females here. We're going to go female dog minus 120.
Nice.
I'm going to use what I have in my household. And right behind me, I have a female dog who's passed out, and then the male puppy who's scratching at the door to get in here. So male puppy here, they're going to have all the energy. Give me the male dog at minus 120.
The puppy who scored first has won the MVP in a Puppy Bowl, so keep an eye out for that. But I am going female.
I don't know how he's got this information. It's a little scary.
How do you know this?
Rob, please tell me you have a dog.
I have no dogs. I have 2 cats.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
They're performing in a halftime show. The 2 cats, because there's a cat halftime show.
Oh, my goodness. Real quick transition. DG, your actual Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, mine would be, I would look at probably the defense here at this point. Like, I think that this is going to be a defensive-minded game. I would look on the defensive side of the Patriots. I think that they shock everybody and end up winning this game, but I think it's somebody on the defensive side of the Patriots.
Mikey P?
Yeah, you know what, DG? Let's just have lunch together because we keep agreeing. I'm gonna actually give a name though. Milton Williams. How about this guy? He could line up to have his second straight Super Bowl championship. Won one last year with the Eagles. Departed for New England. Give me Milton Williams to blow up that Seahawks offensive line.
Raph, please tell me you have an offensive player as an MVP.
Yes, I do. Kenneth Walker III, because of his receiving, not because of his running. I think Sam Darnold's going to be pressured a lot. He's going to be dumping some screen passes, and his magic does the MVP.
Wow, awesome. I think I got a little Sam Darnold action for MVP. Maybe he throws a couple more touchdown passes again. All right, we're going to get going with the NBA showcase here as we're man, this show flew by. It's 45 already. What are we doing? We got DG and Mikey P about to go to lunch after this. Things are getting a little out of hand. All right, stick around for the break. This is Coaching Company on Stadium. All right, welcome back as we continue on our YouTube page. Thanks for catching us. If you're on the YouTube page and very active in the chat as always, having a nice little Thursday here, and we're gonna start with, I guess, a little NBA, a little more NBA talk. There was some more NBA trading going on late last night. I don't know if you guys were staying up late for it. I know I was. I'm a college kid. Kuminga and Buddy Hield for Porzingis last night. So Kuminga finally on the move, DG. Warriors finally get rid of him.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Warrior side. Like, they got KP, Kristaps Porzingis. Is it completely a rebuild? Is this a punt? Because Kristaps Porzingis is not going to be playing, and if he is, we don't know what he's going to be. If he's a shell of himself, I'm looking at the Warriors. They have Steph Curry still healthy. Jimmy Butler's out for the season. They're looking to get rid of Draymond Green. This could be a complete punt on the season.
Totally could be, Mikey P, but you could also look at it the other way if Steph comes back healthy, and we don't really know what shape Porzingis is in because we simply haven't seen him. So has he really wanted to be playing, or is he actually hurt? We don't really know. Mikey P, your take on maybe a Steph Curry Porzingis pick and roll the rest of the way?
Yeah, he's had an illness going back to his time in Boston, which cost him a lot of the season there last year, and that's kind of stuck with him. So I really don't know if we're going to see Porzingis a lot on the court, very similar to what's happening with Anthony Davis now in Washington. So I really like this for Jonathan Kuminga. Go to a team that's very fast, very high flying. I think we'll see Jonathan Kuminga unlocked in Atlanta.
Atlanta's having a huge year, Raph. Who do you think is won this trade?
Yeah, I love the Hawks on this trade, but if you're Steph Curry, do you go screaming at the door and say, get me out of here? Because don't forget, Kerr doesn't have a contract next year for coaching, so maybe both of them will be gone in Golden State because I don't think both of them want to be there for a rebuild.
And maybe Draymond is heading out as well. Who knows? He's still got a couple hours to see. We heard the other day there was a little post-game talk where he was a little worried after he had a conversation with Steve Kerr about it. Steve Kerr was like, hey, how you doing? And Draymond was like, I'm good. And it was like really awkward. It was really awkward. You got to catch it out if you check it out. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Draymond could be on the move potentially. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Coach and Company on Stadium. Peyton Lodge here today, filling in for the coach. We're going to get into our NBA showcase segment as it looks like there's just plenty of stuff to talk about as far as the trade deadline, but there's also a couple games that we like to highlight here on the show, and it starts with Hornets and Rockets. And now I picked these two teams because, a couple weeks ago I would never in the life of me pick the Charlotte Hornets, but they've won 7 games in a row, DG. The Rockets, on the other hand, probably playing a little down to their competition night in and night out. Kevin Durant, a big part of that. He hasn't been putting up a total amount of field goal shots, that's for sure. So he hasn't been putting up nearly as much. Rockets favored in this game. Where are you taking this tonight?
I like the Hornets here, and I know they're going on the road, but we've seen with I'm sorry, did I say the Rockets? I'm going to go the Hornets, and so I don't know what I said, but I'm going Hornets because we're talking about the Rockets at this point. When Steven Adams went down hurt, he's the guy who brought them a lot of the energy, a lot of the rebounding. And so because of that, I like the side of the Hornets who are playing good, unselfish basketball right now. I think they can go against the Rockets here and play well enough one-on-one type basketball that Houston makes you play. And I think they get the win on the road.
It's a good point that DG brings up, Mikey P, because Steven Adams, the guy that not only gets rebounds, but offensive rebounds, and offensive rebounds really energize the team, get a lot of guys open looks. Everyone gets happy, although not a lot of guys happy right now in Houston, or at least satisfied with what they've been doing.
Yeah, I do like the Hornets as a team. I think they're a very fun basketball team to watch, but I've got the Rockets here tonight. You look at what they did last night, absolutely falling flat on their faces against a shorthanded Celtics team. Ron Harper Jr. just dunking all over the Rockets when Kevin Durant puts up just 15 points. So Alperen Sengun was ejected from the game last night. I think the Rockets come out with a vengeance tonight. I like them to cover. I like the over tonight as well.
And Rev, how are you approaching this game? If you just look at a Hornets team that's the hottest team in the NBA right now, they've won 7 games in a row. Has it been bad competition, or are these guys actually the real deal? And would you sprinkle them on the money line tonight?
Ooh, prediction markets and the books have been fired by all the money coming in on Charlotte, because now this number is -3 for the Rockets, and a 2.5 was posted maybe 10 minutes ago. So if you like the Rockets, I would say grab the 2.5, because I think the number from Charlotte is MIA now. You're missing a good number, so probably just look at the Rockets now.
Wow. All right. We got a lot of Houston action, a little bit of Charlotte action from DG. I'm on the Rockets tonight as one of my best bets. Of course, DG goes with with Charlotte, but whatever. It is what it is. All right. Next game, we're going to go 76ers in LA against the Lakers. Lakers' most clutch team in the NBA because of a guy named Luka Doncic. DG, if this game is close down the stretch, which potentially it could be if Joel Embiid plays, of course. We say that before every game. Where are you going in this game?
Yeah, do the 76ers have enough people to play tonight? Like, there's always a question right now with the trade deadline. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and pivot to the Lakers side, and I don't love the Lakers getting the points here at -4.5, but I just think with the trade deadline looming and what they're shorthanded on the Philadelphia side, I think the Lakers can get it done.
Speaking of the trade deadline, Mikey P, Jared McCain last night go and shipped off to the Thunder. It just didn't seem like the Sixers had enough room for him, not on the roster, but in their rotation. And VJ Edgecombe has just been ridiculous this year. I don't think they were expecting how great of an offensive player he's been. Mikey P, your take on the Sixers right now?
Yeah, well, really quick, Peyton just announced the Lakers. It's a very small trade, but they're sending Gabe Vincent and a second-round pick to Atlanta for Luke Kennard. So there's some three-point shooting there for the Lakers, a little sharp shooting out on the wings for Luka and co. With that being said, I love the Lakers here tonight. I think the Sixers are a good team, but I just don't know their identity, and I don't know who we get on said given night. We know Tyrese Maxey is the unheralded superstar of this team, but talent for talent, I'm going with the Lakers tonight.
Rav, how excited is Luke Kennard to go play with Luka Doncic? I mean, how many open looks is he going to get? He's a phenomenal shooter. I'd be pretty excited.
Yeah, too bad he won't be playing tonight. 233.5 seems like a big number. I can see this one going under. Lakers defense a little bit better at home than on the road. And if Joe Embiid plays, that means the middle's going to be all crammed up. And don't forget, Hayes ain't going to be there because he got suspended. So it's going to be very interesting how high this total, because there's a 234 post already.
234. Wow. All right. Well, not much defense played by either team. You got Embiid on one side, LeBron on the other, who just chooses when he wants to play defense. All right. Looks like we got the Lakers tonight. Rockets in the game before. It looks like we're going with. But we need to get a winning day, and that's all that really matters today at the show or at the brand. So we got to lock it in real quick. All right, we need a bounce back day here. DG, we'll start with you. Where are we going?
Let's bounce with it with De'Aaron Fox over the 6.5 assists. This is an alt number. You can get the 5.5 assists. I believe it's like -120, but I like plus money at +130. He's going to do it again tonight. And then Colin Gillespie, same thing. You can get 13.5, but I like plus money at 14.5 at +105. Without Devin Booker, he has been the guy who's just throwing fireballs from three-point line. I like him to go over his number tonight.
Love it. Mikey P?
Give me the Raptors -8.5 against a Bulls team that currently does not have anyone over 6'9" on their roster. I think the Raptors handle Chicago easily tonight. And then the Lakers -4.5 against the Sixers. Tyrese Maxey is very good, but Luka is so much better. I think we see an epic Luka game tonight as the Lakers cover.
Yeah, might want to have some height if you're playing in the NBA. That's just my opinion. Raph, where are you headed?
Going to college first, Ohio State, Maryland over 150.5. We're just fading the Terps on this one because in conference play, they're allowing 81 points per game. I think Ohio State puts up a big scoring outburst on the road. And Super Bowl, give me the Seahawks Pats. First quarter under 7.5. Back-to-back Super Bowls have stayed under the first quarter. Make it a three-peat.
Love it. And Raph, let's be honest, next time we're fading the Terps because they absolutely suck. Those guys are terrible. All right, we're going with the Pistons to cover the 14.5 against a team that sucks, the Washington Wizards. They're absolutely terrible. They can't score. They don't want to play defense. They just jack up threes from 30 feet. Shout out Trey Johnson. I'm taking the Pistons to cover the 14.5. I think that game gets out of hand. I'm also going with the Rockets to cover the 3.5 at home in their own building against the Hornets team that has won 7 in a row. I understand, guys, but the Rockets play defense. And the Hornets, well, they don't. They really don't. I'm going to take the Rockets to cover the 4. Raphael, I am a little stupid. Can you make me a little smarter, please?
Me and HG are perfect to this one because we're talking hockey. Great game tonight. The Tampa Bay Lightning have won each of their last 12 games following a home win. They playing Florida tonight.
Wow, playing Florida. All right. Did you guys see that Tampa Bay Lightning and Boston game outside?
If you had the under, you were
You didn't see it, did you?
No, missed that one.
Goodness. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Raph, what'd you have in it, you said?
I said if you had the under, it wasn't a good game because that thing flied over by the end of the first period.
And it was like 5.5 too, that number that night. It wasn't a 6. So that was crazy. And those guys were playing their tails off. Boston looked crazy. And how about the uniforms, though? Can we just take a minute and Mikey P, you're a Bruins guy, no or no?
Oh, what? Is that hockey? If it's on the ice, it's too cold for me. I stay inside. I stay inside for a reason. Yeah, no,
it's a default to have the Celtics hat on and be a Bruins fan. What are we doing?
There was a goalie fight in that game.
Yes, I saw that. That was awesome.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, wow. Okay, I'm shocked right now. Usually you're a Boston fan, or nothing. You know, is that true, DG, or no? I don't know.
I think he might be a little fake here. He reps the Chicago Bears as well. Like he's kind of all over the place. We don't know.
It's like Tommy.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with over there with Mikey P.
Mikey P. It just seems like are you rooting for the Pats right now, or are you not? Or if you're a Celtics guy, do you care at all?
It'll change tomorrow.
I mean, listen, I just can't stand Sam Darnold, so I am a Bears fan, but I'll be rooting for the Patriots.
Okay, and Raph, who are you rooting for?
I think Seattle wins big.
I think Seattle wins big too. I think they win big too. Is it going to be close in the first half at all, or no?
I hope not, because I have more points scored in the second half than first half.
The first quarter, yeah, under 7.5 in the first quarter. Oh boy! All right, producer man, we know what time it is. I got a show tonight. It's called Peyton's Place. Very excited for it. 88.7 The Choice. Make sure to check that out. I know the guys down below are already checking it out. All right, we know what time it is here. It's been great. I got class I got to get to. Global Sports Media in room 156 at 11. So cutting it close here. I'm feeling a big winning day from the crew. For DG, Mikey P, our numbers guy, Raph, and for producer man making everything look just like it is here at TCU. Expensive. This is Coaching Company. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.